we're going to catcher, first base, et cetera, starting pitcher. We're going to finish with managers, top 10 lists in the MLB. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do top 10 lists for the Orioles as well after this. So let's go. Top 10 list, top 10 catchers in Major League Baseball. This guy's an offensive player. I think he's been pretty good for a while, still hanging around in the top 10. He gets you 20-plus home runs. He's one of the better power hitters. Sal Perez of the Kansas City Royals. Good stuff here for him. Over 30, so I think his production may drop, but he's been really good offensively the last couple of years. Defense matters. That's why he's not higher. Defensive now with the pitch clock makes a big difference now with the quality of catcher going forward. Cal Raleigh still hanging in there for Seattle Mariners. Good stuff here. Numbers are decent. Probably this is about where you would put him, around 9. Could be ascending. Could get a little better. I think it kind of showed he's got some good. He's a decent enough hitter. Number 9, I think that's about right for him. He could be higher. I think he's got some potential, but about 9 is about right for him. Here is for sure the ascending player for the Nats, Caleb Ruiz. Definitely. Look, he might be one of their best players, I think, going forward. The Nats are in the middle of a rebuild. They're in the middle of ownership. This is going to be one of the building blocks. I think he's a guy we could be doing this next year, and he's in the top 10. Offensive stats got better absolutely in the second half. I think he drives the ball very well. I don't know if he's going to be a massive power hitter, but most catchers aren't. Decent behind the plate, solid. Like him going forward, Caleb Ruiz, number 7. Interesting. Wilson Contreras. Is he a catcher? I'm going to leave him a catcher. Cards had him benched. Well, I wouldn't say benched, but they moved him to full-time DH last year. And after they signed him to this large contract after losing Yadier Molina, then they went ahead and put him back at hitter, back at catcher. So a little bit there. Defensive, again, can't put you higher if the defense isn't higher. With the pitch clock and everything, you got to be able to throw runners out. It's much harder to throw runners out. There's going to be more running, so I can't do it. Offensively, he's fine. Not outstanding, but fine. Definitely in the top 7 offensively. William Contreras, definitely. Now, this is a solid hitter. This is one of the – now we're entering the real solid hitting catchers. I think one of the backbone pieces for the Brewers. Definitely a guy outstanding, I think, pretty good behind the plate, unlike the other Contreras. Very good defensively, solid hitting guy. Average, I like to see it a little bit higher. That's about it, but decent production for him. I think also I'd actually think if he was on a better team offensively, I think he could do more if he was more protected in the lineup. I think he's one of these guys. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith. Watch out, Chris Rock. Will Smith is outstanding hitter. I think he kind of had a tale of 2 seasons last year. He was really good at the start, and then he kind of faded out a bit. He's pretty good. I think this is one of the better catchers in the National League. I think he's definitely a guy good defensively as well. That's the thing here. Good defensively. I think he's a little better than he even gets credit for behind the plate. I really like him behind the plate. Good offensive numbers, good batting average for him. I like Will Smith, number 5. This is a guy who might be number 1 for some people. I think he's dipped a bit, getting a little bit older. JT Rumalato for the Phils. Outstanding defensive player. I really like him. Throws out a lot of runners. Good hitter, timely hitter. So you're not going to have like 30 home runs and 100 RBIs, but definitely an outstanding guy, compliment guy. Kind of like what I was just saying, Contreras, he actually has that in where he is. So good stuff from him as well. Rumalato, you could count on 20 and 80 if he's healthy a whole season. Here is also up and coming Jonah Heim for I almost said Dow, Texas Rangers. Outstanding hitter. One of the better young hitters, all-star level hitter as well. Good behind the plate. Definitely count on him for 20 and 80 if healthy. pretty close to one. These two, pretty close to one. I wouldn't even argue. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even argue if you said one with him. I think with him, I think it's definitely if you said him higher, I got really no problem with that. He's really good. Sean Murphy was fantastic last season. I think he faded a bit, kind of like Will Smith. Not great all year long. I think he faded. That's why he's like in the number 2 spot. Sean Murphy, I think, was really good though. I think defensively, I think he's number 1. I think if it's just defense, I like Sean. I love Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy is great with pitching staff. He's got a good pitching staff in Atlanta. I think I really like him behind the plate. I think, yes, I would definitely put him as the best defensive catcher. Good offensive player, but not as good as number 1, our guy, Adley Rutschman. Number 1, Adley sensational any way you slice it. This doesn't swing at bad balls, great batting eye. He's going to hit around 300, hit 20-plus home runs, outstanding behind the plate, hugs the catchers, leadership, everything. Everything you want. Best catcher in the league for many years to come. Adley, number